about. Yeah, this is going to be annoying because it just means you're missing 2 units that are meant to be on the other side of the map playing that defense. Missing those can definitely be a pain in the butt here. As the Hellions come back to the front, the Queen's going to be there. Hellions are going to get in, and we are going to start going after some of those drones, so that's great and all. The main bus is about to be terrifying. Banshee and Hellions being made on the other side of the map. Is that going to be anywhere near enough to get the job done here? There we go, Ling Bane's starting to come up this ramp, and we are going to be able to go through. This is going to be a commitment, and Micah just says GG because it takes way too long to break through. Milky Cow makes a very comfortable hold, and that is going to be GG's. And Milky Cow will stop the 3-map win streak of Micah in today's King of the Hill, and Milky Cow will become the new king, just like that, as easy as that. All right, not bad, not bad. As we'll set ourselves up into more action here in just a few moments, get more games underway. Our next one started in just a moment. Obviously, we have been moving pretty quickly through the matches, so hopefully we can continue with that. Find out shortly who our opponent's going to be. We might be back to Europe now that Micah is gone. All the matches are European player focus, usually in the King of the Hill. Obviously, there's a few that aren't, but I'd say the vast majority are, so a chance we hop back to Europe now. Let's say, let's wait to find out who it's going to be, and it is going to be Geralt. So we go to EU for Geralt versus Milky Cow. Actually, pretty fun PvT coming in. Milky Cow plays a very active, aggressive style sometimes, so that's something we can already kind of look toward. See if that's going to be something we can do something about. As we get ready to hop on by. My god, so many people online. That isn't a ladder game, but he's hopped out, so we should be good to go here in just a moment. Start this, get this underway. Perfecto. Alright, a couple of moments, guys. Again, Milky Cow and Geralt started. Yeah, I feel like this could actually be a pretty fun little match. Guess we'll see how it's gonna go. Do. Again, one player vetoes a map, the other player gets to pick from the remaining maps. So that is the process that's going on right now, just figuring out which map it will be. Takes a couple. And Geralt's hosting up for us, so we should be in game in just a few. Alcyone going to be the map. And we'll get this underway. So Alcyone for the map, actually pretty standard map as well. So we'll get this started off. Bring this through. Geralt just needs a moment, and then he'll be ready to play. So, a moment for Geralt, please. And then we can, like I say, get this resumed once more. And obviously, yeah, matches usually heat up a little bit as we move through the King of the Hill as well. Some stronger players start coming about. They start meeting other strong players. Comes a good time towards the end, that's for sure. So just give it some moments. Alright. Let's head into Geralt versus Milky Cow. Let's get this one going. start this off. As Milky Cow is now the king. Will Geralt have something to say about that? As in the top right-hand side, our blue Protoss player here is Geralt. In the bottom left, our red Terran is Milky Cow. Going to be the winner of our last match, staying on. For game number 2. Alright, well, let's see what's gonna go down. Probably to begin with, gonna start coming across the map, just gonna follow that through as it heads to the other side. Gate coming up, barracks coming by. And ourselves established in here. Cybercore coming through as well. Probe will do a little bit of patrol about. Command center coming into place. And that probe. Plus it's slightly off location, sure, but that'll be about all issues-wise on the first few moments. Next coming by, assimilator coming up. Again, a little bit of everything coming through here for the moment. Just bringing a lot of that around. That will get rid of the SCV, which just came in for further scout. Triple CC from Milky Cow. Well, he held off his opponent's aggression in the last gameplay in Triple CC. He's going to try and be very aggressively kind of economic focused here. Also known as just being greedy. But yeah, he's going to be quite greedy here as well as he sets himself up. See what may come of this. Well, I'm just going to be having the Adept already causing some issues with the Zealot, and that's going to be the bunker denied. So Geralt absolutely getting off to a reasonable start here. Able to slow his opponent down substantially. Twilight Council about to finish. This part of it will get slowed as we see that single Stalker still just poking up this ramp and firing away as well. And this Orbital Command taking some shots. Should never really go down, but obviously just forcing us to kind of slow come down the ramp and defend this and have to take some trades. These are things you don't really want to be doing already as Milky Cow, so he has got a lot of Marines, and that should be enough Marines to realistically go and push that Stalker Zealot Adept back. But 2 Stalkers are still going to be able to do very well against unupgraded Marines. The factory is not done yet. Another SCV will fall. The bunker will be denied again, and this is just continuing to be an issue as we have got ourselves a very problematic scenario as Geralt just has such a good start, and this is going to develop into such a big lead for the next stage of the game as well. The orbital is going to have to be repaired. That's money wasted early in the game. SCV's not mining while they repair. The damage is just adding up right now. Of course, the benefit being you're on triple CC, so you have 3 command centers to play with. Is the only reason I can see this being somewhat okay and not completely over already is obviously triple CC does help you out in a big way, but it's this greed that got you into this position to begin with. As more Stalkers show up, they can have a better and better time trying to just play the trading game and picking off some of these Marines and so on and counting backwards. 4th Stalker means we can now one-shot Marines as well if all 4 Stalkers do fire. Forge and Robo Facility continuing up. Our next is continuing in. Blink not far from being done. A little bit of bio steps forward. A couple stalkers going to get chased off. Go back and forth a little bit. Stalkers still collecting themselves together. Stalkers will poke at the front and SCV beginning to go down, so finding some extra little bits and pieces of damage. A little bit more being done here for the moment as we continue to charge and +1s, bringing both those upgrades into play. Stalker still fighting. Depot goes down. We actually continue to battle through for the moment. Again, +1 attack and charge continuing out. Get that out of the way. Game will actually settle down a little bit here, especially as charge and +1 finish. Geralt will have probably some moments where he just wants to build into a Zealot camp before committing. He's also getting his Colossus up and extended Thermal Landstein, so you can kind of see the next time for Geralt is probably about 1.5 to 2 minutes down the line, so it gives us a little bit of freedom here as Milky Cow to get that third base in location finally. Actually, mine from this, he's been able to reproduce the workers quite nicely because of that triple CC. Geralt has taken good map control though, and is going to feel confident to take a gold base for his fourth, which is definitely not always the way that this goes. Fire some damage done, Bio. Still moving about. The Stalker's going to get another grab. Now the Bio going to come forward again. Temple Archives, Colossus, Extended Thermal Lance, all of this continuing up. So next is on the fourth base. The rest of this Bio army coming back through into the center. +2 attack, Extended Thermal Lance, and a lot of good things on the way here. The Forge and the Nexus still building. Ooh. Nice Widowmine. Goes off on the Zealots here. We clean out one Zealot in the front. Colossus firing onto the Marauders. Now some Zealots around that left-hand side. Gonna go past and pick up a Marine on the way. Again, +2 attack and Storm still coming by. Geralt pushing into the middle. Everything Geralt did early. The numbers obviously kind of look good for Milky Cow here. Is that the power of the 3CC, or is that him just being unteched against a very teched up Protoss? Could also be the case. Definitely questions left to be asked in that regard. Storm all the way done, +2 attack, +1 armor coming about as well. And then +2 and Storm both building. This obviously, if nothing else, means that Geralt has very freely gone up to his tech army. I will just get through. A couple of Zealots are going to get picked off. These medevacs have been spotted here, and the Stalkers are kind of just waiting for them to get in reach. One full one will go down. That's already good enough for Geralt. It's a very convincing shutdown. Darkshrine coming up, extra gates coming through, +1 armor about to finish. Cannon and the battery still coming up here.
Game
As
paused.
Milky Cow will request a pause. Hopefully nothing too major. Looks like that's a very quick answer. Two on the way, +1 ship weapons coming up. Disrupt is halfway done. The Dark Shrine halfway done. Gates and Nexus still building. You see how Rock's going to get opened up here in the center. Milky Cow will have Geralt coming full force at him with all of this tech he's been able to build up throughout the course of the game thus far to get this all underway. The Marauder squad here is going to get picked off. Not really much we can do in that regard. And +3/+2 coming up. Shadow Strike coming up. Another Disruptor building. Vikings and Ghosts continue to build. Why we got 2 more Ghost Academies? Are we really going into a nuke-heavy game here for Milky Cow? Maybe we are. Well, that's wild. Fire's gonna go pick away the pylon. I was gonna see the rest of this is only from Geralt coming through. Just gonna move up to this high ground missile turret. Gonna get chased down. Storm to zone the Vikings a little bit. Obviously scary. These late game large army fights in PvT can be so finicky. You know, you can so easily go big one direction or the other. Volatile is the word I'm looking for. They can blow up in a moment. Cannons, gateways, disruptors continuing up on those other sides. Wouldn't mind shots still going off. Zealot's taking damage. Do you see our Bioforce coming back over to the left? Oh, actually going to try and pick off a couple of the High Templars here. We will get rid of both Marauders, saving the High Templar on low HP. As these two continue to duel over positioning. Once again, though, Milky Cow going to find a jump on this. Disruptor shot, scary, but the EMPs were great. The EMPs got rid of pretty much everything else in this army. Now one Colossus and the Disruptors is only has all the splash damage left. We need the other Disruptors to show up. Finally, the other High Templars as well coming in. They are necessary as the Vikings get rid of the Colossus. Milky Cow continues to push. Great storm, though, and it's going to hurt a lot of the Vikings. We're going to start nuking up the gold base. Can we go much further? The Disruptors so far have been scary, and I think it's the Disruptors that are going to catch us at an end of this soon. Took the boom right there. That's another nuke launches. Nick's just getting rid of static defense. Will open up some positions. As Geralt is the one still maxed out and still with money to spend as well, by the way. So a lot of libs popping out here as the Bio's going to clean up these Zealots. They've got a command center lifted in the natural. This nuke is going to be good for probes. Nuking all around the map. Currently absolutely working out. Milky Cow trying to play the delaying game. Another nuke into that top left base. Disruptors finding depots, which honestly gonna slow Milky Cow down a little bit. We'll keep him at 180 supply. Nuke lands for 2 more probes. The Ghost will just auto attack down another probe as well. 2 more nukes in production. We continue to bring those out. We are not stopping yet. Oh, the DTs. Well, that's what happens when a Protoss is rich, and that's one of the issues with letting the Protoss be rich. Is that DTs in this sort of number can just show up. They have a... I assume they have a attempted blink away here. They have Shadow Stride, so yeah, just waiting. Using the DTs on the left to create the position to fight on the right. Good position too. We're going to get rid of some of the orbitals that are helping to sustain the economy for Milky Cow, of course, and the scans and the information gathering. And kind of forces him down the ramp to kind of fight through into those disruptors. DTs are going to swing back around on the left. There's still a missile turret there. In fact, there's a couple, so I can't imagine these DTs will find too much success. Maybe even worth just someone hanging back and just working on these orbitals. Just take what you can get, right? I think that's the moral of this little engagement. Nuke is going to launch once again. We're aiming to the top left base of the Protoss. 12 o'clock location as these DTs slowly going to get around to kill this missile turret. 3 of them remain. It's been a lot of losses, but again, Geralt is rich despite not mining off of this top base easily. He still has a lot of money banked, 4k, 2k, so he can afford to rebuild and replace whatever he needs to for the moment. This base will eventually die from nukes if we launch enough at them. 1 more, and it is gone. Oh, a little bit of a fight breaking out over here. Disruptor somewhat haphazardly kind of firing, felt like a lot of them all at once. Garnt maybe not quite ready for that fight himself, as Liberators are helping to chase him back, and that's where Milky will be able to wrestle some control over these positions back into his favor. So the Disruptor shot lands on a Marauder. The Disruptor shot continues through. It's the Liberators are going to be the bigger issue, but Storm on top of a stack of them is going to help. Now they have to unsiege. Now Stalkers start to chase. Geralt is starting to show this army supply lead. Kind of in this game a little bit more. DTs slicing through the planetary fortress. Missile turret goes down. Libs continuing across, and these disruptors still trying to find something more. Libs sieging again against the Liberators that are keeping Geralt from just kind of pushing through to victory. So Stalkers on the other side going to be a harassing force though, and they're going to go after this planetary until some bio gets there to say no, and then the Stalkers can blink away to the top. DT's on the bottom though. Another base of Milky Cow will go down, and he continues to bleed out at this point in time. As Geralt steps closer and closer to victory here in this game. This would be the first win of Geralt for the day. Geralt was very close to being the king last week, but didn't quite make it through. Certain shots flying, Marauders going down. Zealots all across the bottom side. GG's. That's going to be Geralt taking his first win of the day in the King of the Hill. Milky Cow's run will come to a quick end. I mean, it all started with so much aggression from Geralt early. He took kind of control of that matchup very easily. We'll take a moment and jump back into another matchup then. In just a few, we'll wait to see who's going to be the challenger to Geralt in a couple moments. That figured out. I guess just waiting for this next player to be picked. Get some map processes done. And head ourselves into more action. This is the halfway match of the King of the Hill today. Match 8, card to be played, is officially halfway through. Maybe Baby Marine coming in for post youth. Alright, I'm down. End of this and getting some more TVP then, so that'll be coming up in just a moment. It's underway. Oh, we've remade the map. Apparently, it's not post youth, it'll be Ghost River. Maybe Geralt didn't get his veto in. Ready. We're gonna kick this off and get this on the go. Ghost River for Baby Geralt halfway through today's King of the Hill action. See what happens. See what we get. In the top right-hand side, looking to break the freshly made king, it is going to be Baby Marine. Taking on in the top left, the Blue Pros player Geralt looking to make his streak even larger. So, we get into this game number 2 and figure out, game number 2 for Geralt, and figure out what he's going to do. Another Terran player, maybe another aggressive start, especially on a map like Ghost River. We're just going to be having ourselves a little nibble probe coming through, dealing some shots of damage. Cyberpunk coming up, next is on the way. And Reaper in the factory continuing up as well, so we bring that into play for the moment. Just going to start fighting, and that probe will go down. The probe falls. And next is still building up here. And Reaper just continuing out across over to the far left-hand side. For the moment, Adept in the Wolf Gate continue to build. Nexus is producing. And just seeing the Zelda and the Adept continue to come over here. Adept chasing around, the SCV not currently able to keep on building, and this is the aggression we saw from Geralt last time as well, so going to bring it once again. There's a couple Reapers and a Hellion get down to the low ground. Step is going to recall, but it goes down immediately. So good shutdown here from Baby Marine. He will continue to put some damage out. That Zealot coming up the high ground is going to get cleaned up as well. Oh, just see a few Reapers hopping up to the high ground. Pylon will take some shots. Hellions will fire. We see now Reaper Hellion still chilling about again. Blink coming up. Gate and the Robo coming through. Focus still coming down this ramp. The Medevac coming over. Aggression from Baby Marine trying to spice up this opener. As the Medevac goes one way, the Reaper Hellion will be poised to hit the other. Medevac comes around the left, then the Raven overhead. Step goes down. Stalker's going to get the Hellion, going to go after the Reaper, but here's them dropping the main base. This is what Geralt was not really ready for. 3 probes going down. The Zealots warping in. Honestly, could be dealt with by the Cyclone Marines. I almost would have preferred the Cyclone Marines to target the Zealots as they warped in. Then they would not have been a problem. This drop would have still been here. I think that might have netted you more probe kills. Stalkers will play cleanup on the Reaper Hellion on the map at least. So Stalker's still fighting the Medevac, which tries to come back in, trying to find a little bit extra. Getting a couple of racks and engineering bays, continuing through too. As our Nexus, Robobay, and the charge upgrade all coming up from Geralt. So we do see his next stage of the game starting to get developed here, so starting to bring that around. Medevac coming over, Stalkers are going to be in position. This Medevac already going to get denied, so I'm just going to play the cleanup there. So that's everything that Baby Marine had across the map completely shut down at this point, so it's a big win from Geralt. Gets to play cleanup and have a much more comfortable time from this point on. Stalkers. It's going to be coming over. Marines and attacks continue to come about. And +1 attack and charge continue through. Stim combat and +1 upgrade continue to come about. We just have a good disruptor shot there to clean up some units. It's definitely a nice bit of process as well. We had all those gates dropping on into place, just gonna get those going. A lot of extra gates coming up. Obviously, game after a pretty hectic start, gonna be chilling out a little bit now. Still got that stim finishing up, a 1-1 still coming through. Nexus drops down on the left-hand side. Armory also coming about, and the Raven just across the front of this third base. Gonna stay on the move as well. As it joins back up with the rest of this Bioforce. Tanks will siege. Stalkers will start putting some damage out. Tanks will just fire back, and Stalkers are gonna get absolutely blasted. also on attack and extended thermal lance are both on the way, and we're going to see Baby Marine going to try and make a move out. His 1-1 upgrades are about to finish. Love that pickup on the mine as well. Protect that. And yeah, just going to start moving out. Ooh, Cheeky Disruptor forces an entire stem of the army. That's so sad because you don't really have a high medevac count currently, so every stim is actually going to be quite difficult to heal back up on. It's a good disruptor shot, and the Zealot's going to charge forwards too. Geralt's going to completely shut down this attempted move out. Wow, that was devastating. And actually, Geralt might have momentum just go to the other side and jump on the third base from here. New auto turrets getting some work done, so we do get some pros. I don't think it's going to slow Geralt down over on this other side. It's not at all, and Baby Marine's just going to tap out, so that is going to end right there. GG's! And we have Geralt extending his streak to 2 wins on the board as we cross the halfway mark of today's King of the Hill action. Alright. Couple moments then, my friends, and we'll be off into some more action. Ready to go. Oh, Skillos up next. That's a hell of a PvP we got coming in. Alright, we're gonna get this underway then. So Skills versus Geralt for some PvP. Like I said, it's actually a pretty fun match coming in. And first mirror match of the day as well, I believe. So mirror matching to keep us going. Waiting for Geralt to veto a map, and then we can have Skillos pick one. Say Delta gonna be the veto. Okay. Ocean War gonna be our map, so this should get hosted in a sec, and we'll be on the way with this PvP very soon. And we'll have more action for you guys. Skills will be a favorite here, but PvP always a dangerous matchup. There's never a guarantee on this. As we get into match 9 of today's King of the Hill from OSC. Again, shout out to OSC. You can check them out at s2online.com. plenty of events with OSC and the whole system building towards the OSC championship in the end of the year. Alright, let's go. In the top left-hand side, we are going to start off with the Blue Protoss. In this game, it is on the 2-win streak so far, Geralt. Taking on the Red Protoss player in the bottom right, representing Team Liquid, of course. It is Skillus, our new challenger here, looking to start a streak of his own in this King of the Hill today. So, when we get ourselves settled in for some PvP action, there's going to be 2 gateways each, so we're not going to see anyone trying to cheekily get into some 1-gate setup or anything along those lines to begin with. There's nothing going on there. Stalker starting up, our warp gates on the way, so we are going to see mirrored builds for the moment. Obviously, there's a little bit of time where you might expect things to swap up a little bit. Probe chasing probe. Talon drops down, Stalker's on the way, warp gate coming up. As we get set into action, we will see the probe continue to come over, and a couple Stalkers. It's going to continue by as well. Stalker's gonna go hit the pylon. That pylon will go down. Now we start to pick our way through the robo facility. Sorry, the cybercore that is here. Skillus is building a robo facility, so the cybercore just blocking an expansion. Skillus does have money to expand soon, and you'll see Geralt expand as well. We'll see if Skillus is going to commit to expanding still. I think he will. Yeah, so the Nexus goes down. He will still have that robo to get a prism out, and he can apply some pressure from that. But I imagine that's going to be Skillus' goal here. Get that going. As that prism does indeed start up, so bringing that through. Hallucination pops out, going to head down to the bottom right side of the map, so that's going to be moving across at the same time. Be seeing Robo Facility, the Nexus, and everything continue to come on by. I mean, yeah, Twilight Council's done from Geralt, but not currently investing into that Blink or anything, right? So, no, he cancelled it. He did not go Twilight. He goes Robo himself. Well, was he afraid of, like, some commitment, and now he's going to end up just being on a later Robo and then a later Twilight? I think Skillus is going to flick this completely in his favor. Absolutely. Stalkers and Adepts continue together. Stalker Sentry joining up. The Adepts are going to commit through. Well, Adepts still going to find something extra. This Prism trying to be as useful as it can be. Again, some connections with those Adepts. As I plug play of skill is going to be that little bit further ahead. So again, just edging out an advantage because I think Carol got himself mind gamed a little bit. Flying through, and hallucination pops up. It's going to go check the prism on the left side, move about a little bit. Then Resonating Glaze continues through. The blink is coming online. Can that finish in just a couple of moments? Glaives continue to come up. Nexus continuing to build. Immortal is about to finish. Stalker's on the way. Hallucination will go down. Nexus Stalker finishes warping in as well. Obviously, the interesting thing here from Geralt is that he's gone Glaives, so he's going to end up on a pretty kind of aggressive army. That means he's got to go and try and get something done, but I don't see Glaives really doing enough against someone who's going to have a good force of Blink Stalkers, and Geralt's also not got any Adepts right now. Now he starts warping in Adepts, so he will have some Adepts coming in as a buffer, but that'll be about it. The Observer goes down. We're going to see this army here. Of course, we've got Force Fields. Skills can kind of pick and choose his fight. He will have a battery to work with. He can actually go dive on top of that first Immortal. The Prism's not here. Misses the Force Field. Was that the Force Field from Geralt? Might have been a Force Field from Geralt. Skills says Adepts are going to try and dive through. There's the Prism of Geralt, then the extra Adepts warping in. And you can see how the army supply of Geralt is going to swarm a little bit, and maybe there is going to be some hope with this then. Force Fields will go down to keep some of the other units away, but one of the Immortals of Skills getting caught. His Prism not being at home is going to be an issue for that. No micro potential there, and yeah, that's a huge problem as the Adepts go towards the natural. I actually feel like you could have just continued to focus on the army. Now, your Immortals do not have proper protection on them, so you're going to lose 2 Immortals. You had a 2-to-1 Immortal lead. Now you've got no Immortals to the 1. I think running to the natural here was a massive mistake from Geralt, just completely unnecessary. Instead of just chasing that army and really focusing everything onto it, because he had such an army advantage. We shade to the third base where we'll have Adepts failing to take down a Stalker due to the super battery activation, and Geralt's supply is quickly dropping here as the Adepts start to get cleaned up, and he is struggling to find further damage. He's done probe kills, and he is going to likely get some more here. But that's still only equal worker counts in the game, so there is more that needs to be done for Geralt to truly kind of stay in the lead. Now his army supply lead is still good, and the Adepts will continue to be annoying, so we're far from being done. But like I say, we do need to see more for the moment. Adepts continue to hit that Nexus. Obviously, Nexus damage doesn't really count for much, as now the probes will surround. Skill's going to lose a lot more work, as you can see Geralt at this point obviously has a massive worker lead. And so it's arguable that he's absolutely finally done enough. Took a long time to kind of get here. This fight was drawn out for a very long time. Stalkers will knock down a pylon, opening up some space. Adepts getting shaded up. Stalkers are going to be hanging about. I mean, I do have 2 new Immortals here from Geralt, which is going to be very scary. I love that Skills has got some Adepts on the other side, still trying to make something happen there as the Adepts will get rid of the Super Battery. The Immortals, again, just easily targeted down, though, somehow. Geralt is once again going to fail to succeed on this push, which looks so good coming across. At this point, does Geralt just need to get a new prism up? Well, maybe. Maybe, as our Stalkers will get back onto those Adepts. Probes go down, our prism's still up the top. Dark Shrine coming over, Blink and Immortal coming up. Stalkers continue to the upper left-hand side, gonna start pushing in. Stalkers and Geralt will take some shots. The Adepts continue through. They are gonna snag that Stalker kill, so that will go down. Else is dropping off, and a couple of the Adepts in defensive positions. This game really felt like it was, for a share I was like, yeah, I feel like Geralt needs to do more, but to me, he did way more. And he just lost too much going across the map another time without then really succeeding on closing this game out. Stalker's going to be there. Prism gets chased away. So, Silas has been doing a great job with that Prism, by the way. Throughout the game, he's been basically there, getting extra kills and everything. An Archon in over here. Yo, Man in the Moon, thank you so much for the 39-month resub. Welcome back. Let's go. Hell yeah. Probes going down. Prism loads up, moving back down that bottom right. Also, I think Danny the Veteran came with the resub a little while ago as well. Appreciate it, mate, if you're still there. Sorry, I wasn't good with my shoutouts so far today, apparently. Lazy on the sub recognition. Ay. Couple Stalkers going to sit and camp out that Prism, which is going to be just chilling. And deciding what it would like to do as our units still gather up. And again, Robo Bay, Robo Facility, both coming online. XSL's moving through, just gonna see the Archon morphing in. Just is gonna continue to come across. That still finds on the Archon continue to come over. There's a couple batteries coming down as well. And just see extra Stalkers moving about here. And just have ourselves a couple of Archons starting to push through. Skillis trying to kind of get in position. Obviously, against those Disruptors, you got to be super careful. Disruptors turn to try and get some Zealots. I just feel like I would have liked them to go towards the Stalker Immortal Force. I feel like he was getting very close to getting some connections there. Super Battery helping Geralt to stay alive right now, losing 8 probes. Stalkers continue down. A couple of Zealots getting chased. So yeah, Prism actually going to get taken down, so a couple Stalkers get shot down there as well. And +2 attack coming about, Disruptors coming up. Prism. +3 attack on the way in. Plenty of units still from Skillus in the center continue to move around. Blink forward as Zealot goes down. And this army as we go up and right, we sit in the middle. 5th base building from Skillus. He just takes control of, takes advantage of the fact that he's got map control here currently. So just trying to make the most of that, trying to get into as good a position as we can. DT from Geralt gonna get in, gonna go after Forge. Love the harassment, love the ability to kind of keep on applying pressure at this point. Anything like that I think is oftentimes heavily underrated. That Archon's going to fight here. There's an observer, so actually we can just deal with the DTs. DT should stop chasing yesterday. Shame to lose all 4 of those. It becomes very expensive, you know. The DTs are not cheap. Geralt also very behind on upgrades, so skills can force a fight. Upgrades may, factor in. Of course, disruptors don't care about upgrades, so that's one part of this that may not come into the equation. We've seen our army still fighting here, still taking some shots. It's going to be seen our Archon still knocking down that pylon and opening up this space. Disruptors will fire, Immortal will be coming through. Going to be having ourselves the probes going down. Skillus wins the fight and does clean up this game. That was actually very messy. Honestly, fellas, though, Geralt had moments there. I feel like he really, again, should not have gone to that natural with all of those adepts. And there was another time where I feel like if he just had a prism when he brought the Immortals across the map, I feel like he could have done brilliantly, but... well, kind of a crazy one. Because GG's are cold, and that one is that one. We are going to go and hop ourselves into our next round of action. Who's that going to involve? Great question. Find out very shortly. Okay, just a couple moments. Get this set to go. Alrighty, so, a couple moments. It's gonna be Hydra up next, some more PvP. And Skillus keep a streak for himself going as Geralt's streak gets ended at 2. Now Skillus takes on Hydra. Like I say, more PvP action. For match 10 out of 15 in the King of the Hill. As, yeah, a wild game. I really do feel like it was more on Geralt kind of... I mean, Skillus played well to obviously come back in, but I do feel like Geralt just had moments that he kind of messed up, but Skillus was boom straight there, ready to kind of jump on it, right? So... So yeah, just a moment or two, guys. We get the video and stuff going on. Just waiting for this to get underway. Maybe Oceanborn, our map. Playing through some fairly standard maps the last couple of games, right? Oceanborn we just had. Oceanborn's a pretty popular one. I wonder what the number of times Oceanborn is played in King of the Hill is actually like. I wonder how often like the most standard maps come around. It's funny because I guess most standard maps are not necessarily expected because there's meant to be like an underdog or the challenger that gets to pick the map out of one video. So there should be a lot of the weirder maps played, but I actually feel like we end up on a lot of the more standard maps a lot of the time anyway. It's kind of interesting. Countdown's good, and we head into Oceanborn then, like I say, match 10 out of 15 today in OSC King of the Hill. In the top left-hand side, we're going to have a green Protoss. This is Hydra, our newest challenger, looking to take on Skylos. Falcon Hydra caused a little bit of an upset here. We'll find out very soon. Get this up and running. Couple of gateways coming out. Our starting point will be kind of expected. Obviously, 2 gateways really does seem to be very common. We had a kind of a period where, like I said, a lot of people were trying the 1-gate stuff with sentries, but it feels as though that has dissipated at this point. It really is kind of back to this 2-gate heavy meta. There's a couple players. Firefly really likes trying the 1-gate stuff still, for example, but yeah, 2-gates seem to be the general go-to still. Sentry Stalker is the choice from Hydra. We actually see Zealot Stalker on the way from Skillus, which means that he doesn't actually want to build a second unit. And he is going to cancel that as we actually have the probe of Hydra trapped into the base for the moment, so that's going to be caught in, and that will be cleaned up by the Sentry in a moment or so. So that probe will indeed go down. And it's an expansion from both players, so we expand versus expand to kick this one off. Probe of Skillus will get home, so already little things going Skillus's way in terms of the early probe scout and so on. Demon Stalker's building up from Skillus, so we get that on the way. Probe facility coming up on the side of Hydra. Nexus halfway done. Twilight just building the main. We do have a hallucination just going to come flying through the main base as well. So in we go. We'll look to see what's going on. Sentry's fire. Hallucination takes damage. Hallucination will be, again, just picking up the info as Blink is already on the way from Skillus. He went no Robo, so the Prism will be out from Hydra, but against that faster Blink, gets me a little concerned that Skillus might just be able to find something of a timing to make something happen. Twilight Council finishing on the side of Hydra now, so move into his own Blink, or whatever else. I mean, maybe he goes Glaives Immortal and he tries to hit a big timing here. He doesn't necessarily have to go Blink, just Blink is the most common and most macro-focused way of opening in the PvPs. Ah, he's going to go Glaives. Glaives in the Immortal end, so we are going to see that aggression poking through. Getting that underway right now as our Prism. Actually going to turn it away from the top and pull back down the bottom right. Hallucination still trying to pick up that info. Blink's about to be done, so we're going to see Skillus up against an Immortal Adept attack again. What will he do to keep himself safe in this one? I has Burrito, thank you by the way, 33-month resub, appreciate it. As our Blink will be finishing. Probe Facility coming up, our Probe coming through. A couple extra gateways continuing out for now as well. That's the Robo from Skillus. Like I say, will he have the numbers to compete with his opponent's incoming aggression? That's what we're trying to find out. Prism is actually on the high ground, so it actually can't get shot down. Oh my god, that's so funny. No high ground vision, so the Prism warping is good. That's great. You literally can't do anything about it. The safest warp-in of all time until high ground vision arrives. That's not very safe at all. And if these few stores continue across the other side, well, they might be able to get in for some trouble as we get ready to push up here. Those Immortals are going to be very valuable. We are going to lose a sentry early, though, so already losing a little bit there. Force field's coming down. That's a waste. Now Stalkers will get through that battery, and then we'll have access to the probes on the natural. So Skillets is putting pressure on Hydra to get something done. One Stalker goes down already. The army's still pressing through. The sentries are in some trouble as well. Foul on the front taking some damage. You're going to start lifting back into that Prism. 6 more Adepts warping in right now. Again, our Immortal, our +1 continue to come through. One Immortal finally dying. The Adept's putting in some work, but the Super Battery just means it's not really enough. Both Immortals are gone, and so the firepower is really gone, and Hydra's lost 16 probes across the map. The Adepts are just shading away. They're not shading anywhere aggressively. We warp in Stalkers defensively, which shouldn't even work, right? Because one guy has Blink, the other guy doesn't. And that's going to be GG. Hydra knows he's been outdone as his Adept Immortal attack does not work out. Skillus gets a 2-win streak on the go. Yo, Simia coming with the £15 donation. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you're having a great day, man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for helping us keep on StarCrafting. Christiana's up next. It's going to be Christiana. Skillus are going to keep a string of high-level PvPs in play as we get going. I feel like there's oftentimes a lot of PvP in these events. Kind of happened last time too. So yeah, we'll get this one coming about. And into Oceanborn. This is our 3rd PvP on Oceanborn in a row. So Skills looking for his third PvP Oceanborn victory in a row here. Christiana says it's his favorite map. I just said nice map. Christiana says it's his favorite. Oi, oi, oi. Did I stop holding my monthly events? Or the Wardy TV monthlies? Yes. In fact, I basically haven't run anything this year. It was a whole thing. I needed a bit of a break, and then when I tried to run something, it kind of went wrong. It didn't really inspire me to do more, and I don't know. It's just been kind of a not great year in terms of event running. But the monthly events were also sponsored by somebody, and we didn't renew the sponsorship. So originally last year we were going to do like an event each month, and like the prize pool would scale on the amount of players, but someone sponsored it to be $1,000 every month. But we just there's no money to be had in running events right now. It's difficult. My viewership's down. I used to get better viewership for a lot of the other events I casted, which would help to fund a lot of other stuff. For example, a lot of the events I ran would be essentially kind of buffed up by the fact that we would be able to stream other events with good viewership and good ad revenue. Without that, it's tough to afford to run stuff. But we did just announce the Wardy TV Summer Bash, which is a $2,500 tournament that'll be taking place starting next week with some qualifiers and running through to August. So we'll have that. But yeah, until I can get the viewership up again and subscriber count back up, then we're kind of stuck. Just running less events. That's how it is. As our second gateway comes down, it is PvP time once again here on Oceanborn. I feel like the most recently played map should also not be allowed to be picked. Just to stop this. As our probing comes through, or the probe chasing about, side post coming online. Probe coming across, again a couple of depths coming through, the stalkers start up as well, warp gates will begin. Probe nibbling probe. Adept's going to be popping very shortly. Just going to be seeing our stalkers on the way up from Skillis as well. Warp gates well underway, and those two adepts already going to chase on forwards, looking after that probe. Adepts are just going to go after that pylon, so thank you, opener. Skillis getting that block off. Again, still making stalkers. It's going to be 4 stalkers versus 4 adepts. One guy with a lot of firepower in terms of just straight up pushing. One guy with a lot of harassment potential. Skillis will expand, so will Christiana. And now Skillis will start to go into the sentries. Misses these adepts actually, so can't do too much there. Depths negotiating by. 4 depths through the natural and toward the main base. Couple sentries still coming up. Robo facility and the Nexus building through on the side of Christiana. The Twilight Council coming up from Skillis as well. And then Nexus is halfway done. The few stalkers will just poke to the front as the adepts will not be able to go any further than that. That sentry force fielding, and the stalkers actually break in here. Going to force a recall. And is it time to stop talking to the adepts? Maybe not. We're going to get another kill. That's maybe about it though. Now we recall out ourselves. All of that, but we lose the stalker in the process. Stalkers warp in. The Nexus down on the low ground. Blink comes up from Skillis. We do see the few adepts still moving through, and that's going to be spotted by a hallucination, so you know where those are at. It's obviously good to see. Now we have Stalkers and Adepts approaching each other, and going to start clashing in the center a little bit. Those Stalkers going to chase. Adepts will take some damage, going to get rid of one, looking for 2 and 3. Second Adept taking a shot or 2 already. Blink comes online. Obviously, as you get Blink, you're going to have all of that momentum and mobility around the map here as Skillers, so a lot of work that you can get done at that point. Christiana's on the Robos. He's going to get the Immortals, the most kind of starboard, army kind of quality focus style. Force Fields drop down straight away. Going to try and block these Stalkers out. We go back and forth a little bit, trying to find the position. With Blink not done yet, we can't quite kind of completely extend our advantage here, but once Blink is done, the potential is high. Blink will be done before the battery is online as well, so there is possibilities to kind of fight the Immortal. Just jump on that. The force fields obviously then will not matter. Oh, that battery's going to die. We pop the barrier on the Immortal. You know what's about to happen when Blink's available. That Immortal, I love the hallucination, and we are going to target the wrong Immortal. Oh, beautiful from Christiana. The wrong Immortal goes down. The real Immortal gets to live, and that becomes a massive misplay from Skillers. If he gets the real Immortal there, it's so much easier for him. More Stalkers warping in. That gateway about to be done, but with 2 Immortals now alive, there should never be 2 Immortals up in this situation. Skillers is in trouble. I don't think his Stalkers can do that much more here. I think he's going to have to start backing it up, and great move from Christiana, like I say, gives him a shot at... It's kind of like a 50-50 kind of shot at kind of your opponent making a really kind of terrible mistake, right? Stalkers pull back over, a couple of probes going down, 2 workers killed already, Stalker sentry coming across to chase those other few Stalkers. The Immortal on the front of the 3rd base gets turned about as well, as that Temple Archive's continuing through. +1 attack coming up on both sides, charge coming in. Temple Archives, charge +1 coming through. A couple of probes going down. It's 3 workers being killed. Six probes killed so far. Actually, nice little attack in from Christiana. Skill's the one who's not really in the business of losing probes right now. He's not really in the position to be losing out even more so than he already did. Yeah, okay, Skillers get some damage done as well, but Christiana will be faster to clean up that up than Skillers was. 3 Immortals is so tough to do anything about. It's good force field. We already blinked as well, so that's a bunch of dead Stalkers. Christiana is making great plays right here. +1 coming up, blink on the way, about halfway done. The extra couple gates coming through. Stalkers there from Skillers, gonna push back up. You see a couple of other Immortals coming over. Goes down, just gonna be seeing the little grab there. Stalker falls. Once again, we have some harassment going on, and Christiana loses a few probes from this, so a little bit of damage done. Blink about to be finishing, +1 finishing as well. Bay Robo Facility still coming up, and we do see these Stalkers trying to move in toward that 4th base. Stalker Immortal gets that from Christiana. We're going to move out the front and take out this pylon. Gateway goes down as well. A few additional Stalkers still warping. Now Zealots and Archon setting up. Our 4th base coming through. Christiana's supply lead is obviously pretty significant. 30 army supply lead ahead. Only the Stalker's coming across the map here right now, just trying to look to find some value. Left a lot of his tech units back at home, but one consolidated push might just be very good for Christiana. He may not need to hold back as he's doing. Grab that Zealot army still setting up. Oh, Prisma's about to come online, plus 2 attacks halfway done. Focuses get down, Stalker gets picked off. We do see the army of Skills still hanging up on that high ground. Again, plus 2 attack going through. The Disruptor still building from Skillless as well. A lot of army from Christiana. He doesn't have charge yet. It's probably the only thing missing. He immediately destroys that Immortal, though. Disruptor's ready from Skillless. They are going to have to try and save the day. Our first shot comes through. This is where Christiana really would love to have charge. The Zealots are so slow. Easy targets for the Disruptors. Charge was done now. I think we'd see a commitment in. Without it, we might not send it. Oh, we blink forward, so now we're going to have to target fire down the Disruptors. We do get one massive Disruptor shot. Is that good enough to keep Skillless alive? He's about to finish his own plus 2 attack upgrade as well. We'll still try and give us a chance of getting rid of this 4th base. The blink forward aggressively here from Skillless. We blink back defensively against the Disruptor. It's a few Zealots in the front line, no charge, but they're still putting some work in. The Zealots coming about. Stalkers have to blink away once more. There's only a couple of Disruptors left, so we did get rid of a few of them. The Disruptor shot firing through. The Zealots get to the front as well. Pylon going to be in some trouble. The Archon going to get taken out as well. Now Disruptors starting to drop. A bunch of those will continue to fall. 2 more Disruptors going down, but Skillless has the supply lead in the game. What is happening? Well, Stalker's continuing through, going to get rid of that super battery, so that will go down as well. I mean, Christiana's just not let up, and even though he fell a bit behind the supply, he just kept on pushing. Stalkers and Zealots will just be a bit too much. Christiana both came down. I think, I mean, obviously it's not the only thing that happened in this game, but that hallucinated Immortal at the start was such a great starting point. That really set everything off into motion as Christiana takes a game win. And that's going to be Christiana on the board, and he is now going to be the king. Moving into our final few matches of King of the Hill today. 4 maps remain. Can Christiana make it a 5-win streak and go all the way? Or is someone going to step in his way on his path? Guys, we're going to take a moment here. We'll be right back with more SC2. I'll see you guys in just a few. More PvP. We have a new king. But will we have another new king? In the top left, trying to be the challenger, it is Mana. In the bottom right, newest king, Christiana. And some pretty fun PvPs here so far. Hoping it continues with this one. Pretty cool because this is also a different map. So you're going to see that we have a ramp on the natural. And Christiana takes full use of it. Gate, Nexus. So one gate straight into Nexus. To me, this almost tempts Mana into... this almost tempts Mana into trying to all in him, right? It's like, hey, look how greedy I'm being. Surely you want to attack into this. Mana's going one gate as well, but not expanding as quickly as Christiana did. So we'll see what Mana's plan is. Probably a Stargate, then into something from there. As now Christiana goes second gateway. There is the Stargate from Mana. Well, Mana's Stargate definitely means that, you know, get some map control, and obviously with the later Nexus still, you can use the Oracles to maybe deal some damage and get back on top of things there. We'll obviously still at some point need to put the Nexus down unless we have very aggressive intentions. As Adeptal Flight Probe gets trapped and killed. And there is our Oracle now on its way up. When Stalker pops out, Dep's just going to be trying to poke one through. There's Stalker coming out, Sentry still on its way. Warp Gate building, the Twilight Council coming up as well from both sides. Always amazes me when one guy goes Oracle and then still gets like a similarly timed Twilight Council to the other guy. I always feel like that is so fascinating as this Oracle. Just gonna sit out the front with the second Oracle about to show up as well. Both of them going to move around the right and going to dive in towards the natural. So let's see if we can get some damage just with one probe before we get turned away. Cheeky Dog Shrine on the way, actually. Funnily enough, Christiana has to kill his own gateway to free himself. He fully walled himself into these two bases, so has to now undo that by killing the gateway off. Oracle's activating, a few probes going down. Still seeing that Dark Shrine coming up, a couple gates on the way. Probe is producing 3. DT is building. Now, Blink is about to be done from Cristiano, so Mana's Blink is way later because he went for the DT shrine instead of the Blink immediately. However, there's no detection really too heavily available from Cristiano. One observer. Oh, it was in the perfect place at the perfect time, though. No! The DT dies. Rough. Well, that's unfortunate, as now we're going to lose this gateway as well. And DT's really swinging so easily from being great to just completely ineffective, right? Blink, Nexus Forge, all coming up. Got more pylons on the way in as well. Stalkers going to begin to blink forwards. And across the map we go. Now we do have a couple of oracles. Now Mana will still try and use. So far those Stasis Wards are being caught. The oracles will go counter-attacking, and Mana in any trouble here. Looks as though we're going to be okay for the moment. Oracle's still moving about. Gate's coming by. Stalker's going to start fighting. A few more probes going down. It's going to be 14 probes already killed, and Mana might be able to make something of a hold here. Does he have enough? Stalkers, a Warped or 2 coming in as well still. He will hold, but obviously so many probes lost. He's down by 7 coming out of this. Down by 7. Double Stalkers still coming over, and the Oracles are still setting up. Our +1 attack upgrades continue into play. Our Gateway is still coming through from Cristiano as well. It's going to be 1 Oracle. Looking for Oracle 2, but we're not quite going to get that. So it's going to move over, going to walk into the natural. This is actually a nice little move from Mana. Potential to get like a lot done here. Obviously can blink out to the 3rd and get damage done there as well. So he can actually just hold the ramp for the moment though and take this fight instead. Robo depowered during this. 6 more Stalkers warping in from Mana. Although the blink forward is going to be good to keep this fight going. Not quite the end of this yet as we continue to go. We're still losing probes as there's action now in the natural as well. The Oracle showing up, and Cristiano is going to get evened out work account wise. They're still going to be ahead on the +2, still has a 4th base building that Mana does not, so he has advantages still, but Mana doing a great job to at least reset the probe count in this game and to give himself a few more shots, if nothing else, of staying in this. Stalkers out, regathers to the top side. Oracle still chilling just between the bases. As Mana is playing catch up on that +2. We'll actually have a faster charge, but not sure if he has enough to go out and make too much use of charge. And it would be kind of rough as well, because if he's fighting, he's likely going to end up fighting down the upgrade if he fights, you know, with the charge advantage. I'm not sure if that's worthwhile necessarily. See Mana once again diving into the natural, setting up an attack on towards the 3rd base at the same time with the Zealots, and he is going to overwhelm for the moment. A lot of probes going down. Once again, Cristiano just caught out of position. And Mana making things happen with just good movement of his army. Killing off pylons and just going to sit atop this ramp and just trade out. A couple of Zealots walking up here. Uh-oh, this might get a little bit funky though, because here Mana does not really have any sort of an advantage. The Zealot on the low ground, not doing much else. He's just going to blink and recall. Oh, Mana loses a fair amount, but he is going to come out of this with, again, 20 probes killed. Sadly, we're still only even on workers. For all this damage done, Mana is kind of keeping worker counts even. I mean, I think it's still pretty even overall. This time I feel like Mana comes out in a better army supply position. His opponent blinks in here, and if he moves forwards, yeah, the Zealot's going to come in. It's going to turn into a good fight for Mana as Blink finally comes off cooldown, but Mana can play the chasing game. We'll have Blink in a moment, and we'll get a few more Stalkers because of this Blink. Oh, Christiana actually on the run, and Mana not giving it up just yet. Robo Facility coming through from Mana. That's a lot of Zealots, though, from Christiana. That should turn Mana around for now, at least. The Stalkers need to keep blinking, especially as the opponent's Stalkers show up. You don't really want to still be here. Actually, Mana's starting to bleed out a lot of Stalkers at the end of this. Maybe could have continued to retreat away just a little bit longer. Would have been a bit better for him. Nine more Zealots coming through, +3 attack on both sides. Almost Stalkers out the front. We actually take a bottom left base from Christiana. I love that. And amongst all the attacks of Mana, sneak a base down there. May go unnoticed. Mana's so focused on kind of diving into Christiana's natural and everything. It's been a pretty hectic game as well. It's not an easy game to kind of look at and be like, you know what? I'm not convinced that you're kind of like... It's hard to read the position of the game, right? So it's hard to say like, I feel like you're hiding a base because why don't you have a 5th base yet? It makes sense because the game's been hectic. The game's been busy. And with all the kind of different fights that have happened, like I say, it's hard to keep track of that. So Christiana may get away with the bottom left for the moment, as it looks as though Mana is thinking of his own 5th as well in that forward position on side Delta. You can see the probe in position on the minimap currently up the right side. There is moving around, but the probe's transferring through the far south of the map, so nothing really happening there as that's too many Stalkers and Zealots, and Mana actually loses a couple of Stalkers there. Bleeding out a little bit as he goes retreating and running away. We'll get rid of that Observer. +3 about to finish from Mana. Falcon coming up, Observer coming through, Zealot Stalker. And try and jump onto that right side base. We're going to have our Cyber Core here getting picked away as well. He needs no more Stalker production for a little bit from Mana, which is awkward. He loses the base the right side, no cancel as well, so that's a kill. Zealot Stalker starting to come through and play the chasing game. Going to come down this ramp as well. On a push, Zealots keep on coming by. Super Battery activates, Zealots get turned around once more. Equal back across to the far left, and we are going to see a few Zealots going to start chasing in. Couple Stalkers going down, Zealots being chased, going to blink in after those Zealots. A few more Zealots coming about as well. Keen to push upwards, Zealots taking a lot of damage. Observer still overhead, we're going to blink forwards, going to take down the Archon. Doesn't matter, Mana just doesn't have enough. Christiana takes a 2-0 lead for himself on the King of the Hill, so Christiana survives a challenger, and now he will have 3 maps between him and just finishing as King of the Day. Which means you also get to start next week's King of the Hill as the first player up if you're available to play too. Pappy is up next. It's just the PvP section of the day, guys. Crimson Court gonna be the map. Something different for us. Love that. Alright, let's hop on in and go for more PvP action, as we are going to go to the top right-hand side with our red Protoss challenger. This is Pappy. Taking on the blue Protoss in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have Christiana. Am I playing any Battle Ace today? Probably not. I'm just going to wrap it up and take it easy. It's Pokemon night tonight, so I go play Pokemon, so... I mean, I guess we only have 3 maps left. I probably could play some, but... I haven't read the balance changes or anything, so... Probably just gonna sit out. They announced the end of the beta for Battle Aces as well, guys. Sad faces. Game's gonna go offline for a while. I played a bunch off stream the other day, like the other night I just fancied playing a few. Got grinding a little bit. Played a few games. Probers passing each other by as we get settled in on Crimson Court. Sentry Stalker going to be the choice of Pappy. Pappy, another Polish Protoss player as well. Now, streak of Polish Protoss is here. When's it going offline? I think it's like July 15th. So yeah, a couple weeks from now. So they can put their heads down and get to work on all the other things they want to make good about the game. Very exciting. Well, the Deb's heading across to the upper right-hand side. It's just going to be making a move, trying to get in and see if Christiana can find some damage early. But the Paladin is placed nicely next on the way from both. And this time, Christiana's going to be venturing into the Stargate play for the early stages, so just getting that on the go. Deb still making their way to the upper right. Couple Stalkers coming in. Warpgate coming up. Mark on the Warpgate coming in from Christiana as the Adepts go shading by. Block is going to be there. Not going to let those Adepts in for the moment. And yeah, Oracle still just popping up. Coming through. The Adepts going to gather on the ramp and think about poking forward. One drops through, Twilight Counselor's coming up. Oracle activates, a few probes going down. Eight probes will fall. Well, it's pretty successful from Christiana. Going to take a significant worker lead off of this very early on, so that's already feeling great. The Oracle is still in the back, and they will keep units pinned back for the moment as well. Force field's going down. A couple of adepts are going to get picked away at. Even just forcing the force fields out, I don't think it's too bad. And now we're actually going to get more probes on the natural. Oh my goodness, 15 probes have died. Absolutely brutal start for Pappy in this game, as he is going to be in trouble from the very get-go. He's going to have to figure his way out of here. Jeez, this is absolutely brutal. Depth still coming about, our blink coming up already from Pappy, so getting that on the go. Draw the pylon in again, gates coming up, blink coming through. Files established for the moment. The third Nexus build from Christiana, obviously doing this off of such a worker lead. I mean, what's Pappy gonna do? Is he just gonna send one large army? I think so. Get an extra gateway up. I think he's just gonna commit, which pretty understandable. You took a ton of damage early in this game. Trying to kill him with the blink advantage is maybe one of the best shots you're going to have at it, so don't hate the idea, as our first few Stalkers are going to get caught in a stasis ward already. That doesn't exactly help you with sending everything as quickly as you can and as effectively as possible. Batteries still coming about. Honestly, just feels like there's way too much. Stasis ward there is on the side of Christiana as he plays defense. Yeah, honestly, just, I mean, he's going to have batteries. He's going to have, he actually brings the Oracles back. Some of these Stalkers low HP now from Pappy. Just going to activate the Oracles. Anything you can do to keep a Stalker alive for longer. You're at the point where your opponent is all in, right? So the Oracles giving themselves up just to be part of this to help you guarantee your save is absolutely fine. And with Blink being used well from Christiana, it looks as though he is, in fact, going to end up being extremely comfortable. Well, Oracle's gonna get grabbed here as the Stalkers of Pappy have returned home. He's gonna try and build a Nexus, but down 13 workers still. It's not looking great. And extra gates, the +1 continue to come about. And the Stalkers continuing up from Christiana. Upgrade time is going to be equal, so yeah, Christiana will obviously just eventually end up with so much more. Extra Stalkers coming over. Observer keeping an eye on the main base. Gonna go Glaives, which is maybe not a terrible idea. Observer continue coming up and get going. I mean, Glaives is cute and all, but I don't know if he's ever got the economy to really make Glaives work, and he's definitely not going to have the army supply to ever make it work either. Glaives is such a good overwhelmer, but how do you ever overwhelm with this? Plus one attack. Resonating Glaives coming about. Mortal coming through. The extra gates coming in. Plus 2 attacks on the way as well. Still going to try and give chase for a couple of moments. Keep on moving around a little bit here. Again, Resonating Glaives continues through. Our Stalkers are going to try and fight a little bit further. Have that Immortal dropping some shots off. Stalker's going to blink straight on it. Christiana. There's the moment where you just see a man have way too much stuff. He didn't actually finish off the super battery, so this fight's a little bit messier than maybe it needs to be. But yeah, overall, I think Christiana is feeling okay about it. Yeah, he's actually losing a little bit more. Like I say, I feel not finishing the super battery, maybe not pressing the issue as much as he could have done. He will have reinforcements showing up though, and that might just be enough. Especially as those reinforcements are charged up, so they're going to get in front and tank. That's where the Glaive Adept could actually be very good. Just going to blink to the top side, get rid of that Immortal. As well as continue to go through and through, putting some good work in. And that is looking as though we are going to have ourselves Christiana winning out and going on a 3-map winning streak here in the King of the Hill. A couple maps remaining for him to try and be king at the end of the day. Will the opposition get a bit tougher? Will the opposition become non-PvP focused? We've now had, what, 5 PvPs in a row? Let's see if we have a non-Protoss coming in towards the end. And let's see who it's going to be. Alright, wait to see who's coming out. Who's going to come challenge? Spirits in the chat channel. Maybe we get Spirit Christiana. As we get ready for more action. So, a couple moments, see who it's going to be, see who the challenger will be in a moment or so. It's Spirit. Okay, Spirit Christiana, some PvT. For match 14 of 15 today in King of the Hill. Beautiful. Hey, Ellie. Hi. Come say hi to stream. Ellie. 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 Stood over there for. Come on. Let's say hi. Hello. Hey, baby. You gonna come up? Come on, jump up. Come jump up. Up you go. Big girl. Go say hi. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. There you go. Is that nice? Is that nice? Yeah? Oh, lovely. Alright. Bye. Bye, Ellie. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah. She's like, okay, that happened. Waiting for a video from Christiana, a map pick from Spirit, and we'll be going into this PvT, guys. So just waiting for Christiana. He needs a veto so that Spirit can then pick a map. Feels like Christiana might be AFK. Ghost Youth going to be the map veto. Perfect. And then we get ourselves the pick from Spirit. I reckon Ghost River. You could go Oceanborn. Play safe. Play standard. Crimson Court. That's going to be the map. Alright, so Crimson Coordinated up as we get ready to go for TVP action. I didn't think Crimson Court, but it makes sense. Good pushing map for the Terran, difficult for the pros to surround to kind of stop a lot of the pushes that come about as well. Okay. Let's see what goes down. So this map and one more remain today, guys, as we currently have on a 3-map win streak in the bottom left. Our blue Protoss player, this is Christiana. In the top right, our red Terran is going to be Navi's Spirit. So, can Spirit put an end to Christiana's streak, or Christiana go one step further to finishing off the day as king? Important questions being asked going into map 4 for Christiana. Probably is going to nibble at the SCV. Cybercore continue to come about. Keep coming through, orbital command coming in. We'll drop our CC now. The bunker goes into place on the opponent. Natural. So Christiana will have that bunker on the way up to handle. And not currently getting a pro down there to deny it. So bunker will go up, and that's annoying because the mineral line is obviously in cover of that bunker. That means that you will not be able to mine from that mineral line for a little bit. The fires, couple probes taking damage. Nexus finishing in a moment or so as we do see the Adept continue to chase. The Reaper will try and turn back around and hit that Adept in return. comes back over. Christiana just handling this slowly again, looking for his 4th map win in a row on this King of the Hill. If you can take down Spirit, the battery though is in trouble, and losing a battery would kind of suck, because then you can't really do much else. That battery's going to have to cancel. Oh no. That's really going to delay the cleanup on this bunker, and that really means that you are going to have a worse time than you should, so it's already kind of pending towards Spirit's favor in the early stages. Nice start. They're still popping out, just again being annoying, putting some damage on that Stalker. Battery will be done soon. That will be when the Reapers will find it less appealing to stick around and trying to force fights and little things happening, as the Stalker's still hitting, trying to deal some more damage. Bunker's still taking some shots. Probes are going to come back across here as well. SCV takes some shots there too. Just going to be coming through with that. Do have the bunker. I'm going to go down. Bunker full. The Reaper's still fighting. Probes continue to come through as well. And that is going to be the end of it. But again, a lot of time spent back at home. A couple probes lost. A lot of investment on the batteries and everything. All of that has just continued through for a little bit. As you see, SCV continues across the map again. Again, just gonna Nexus Gateway, Robo Facility continuing to come on through for a little bit now. Keep that coming into play. Gonna have that probe still moving about a little bit as well, so also just on a little bit of motion. Liberator coming about, Marine Marauder coming through, Stimpack still building. And everything's settled here for now. Stimpack finishes, we'll see if Spirit can get some aggressive kind of pushes going. He's already set with this Cyclone Widowmine drop off to the side of the main base. Would imagine that would like to come back through again as well. Robo Bay from Christiana, going to start moving towards the splash damage tech. Also again, that Forge online, it's looking to bring that into play as well. Just going to come through and is going to go getting sieged up onto the natural. A couple of those probes going to start going down. 2 of them go down immediately, so nice catches there. Fire trying to move forwards. The Stalkers can push backwards. 1 Stalker going down immediately. Another Widowmine and a few more probes. It's actually going to be a lot of damage done. Oh no, Christiana, it's all falling apart. The medevac even loads up the mine and the cyclone, so 12 probes killed. The unit's still around, and disaster for Christiana is. Spirit gets into a great spot, just continuing to build on this as well, getting into a better and better and better position so far, it would seem. +1 in combat shield, finishing up soon. Stalker's firing, medevac up in the sky, Cyclone still moving about. Widowmine's actually going to go off for just a probe, but the Cyclone is going to get a probe as well. We actually can save the Widowmine. Yeah, we have boost as well, so we are going to save that. That will be a threat still. Spirit just getting further and further ahead. Widowmine drop onto the natural. Probes pull away quickly. Stalkers will have to be careful too, though. As one probe goes down, the next Widow Mine shot. Oh, we could have retargeted, maybe gone back onto the probes there. Either way, we're pushing up the front, and Spirit has had a very good game, and hence has got way too much for Christian to really deal with right now. Probes are going to go down in this third base, and this might not win the game, this push, but it's going to put Spirit in a very, very strong spot. If this Colossus pops out, we're going to go load up and just boost away. We're going to lose 2 medivacs, but they're both the empty ones at the very least, so nothing too much lost. Mine shot going off again, just again a little bit more damage being found. Christiana is alive, but down 20 workers, not exactly in a pretty spot here. Down a lot of army supply as well, so really is in a tough position across the board. Shots come through, Widow Mine still coming up, Bio Force coming around. Just a couple of SCVs going down here, nothing really that major. I mean, you're still at a comfortable worker lead as Spirit, a comfortable army lead, tech coming up to help you fight the tech of your opponent, Ghost on the way as well. Bio just gonna get there, Stalkers get turned around and pushed out of here pretty much immediately. So that's gonna charge in, so it's gonna be a nice little counter, but there's a Marine, there's a couple of Marauders, there's only so much this will do. Spirit is pulling back though, he's not going to commit across the map just yet, so for now we are officially, effectively buying time. He does see if he's dead, Widow Mine still trying to drop the probes. Four workers going down. Again, that extra Ghost coming about, 2 upgrades on the way. The first attack upgrade is much further along for Spirit. I mean, he's getting his 4th base in position 2, and still is just comfortably ahead. The earlier fight put him in a great spot. I mean, Christian's gonna have some comeback mechanisms available now by getting the Disruptors up, for example, and having those available. As well, you're gonna see this army though. Vikings can already chase a Colossus and just get a kill, so we grab one. Some of the splash damage now already missing for the future. So the Disruptor shot, Bio still coming over, Vikings as well. Working our way downwards and in towards this set of bases. Again, you gotta be a little careful because of the Disruptors. The Vikings probably could have just made the play on the Colossus then already. Just gonna do it now. First Disruptor is gonna fire and miss. The next Disruptors, I was gonna say, a little afraid that they're almost too far forward. I feel like now we could maybe target fire the Disruptors. Actually lose 2 Ghosts there. Spirit, probably, like I say, he was close enough to probably target fire them, but chose to step away. But stepping away when you're close enough obviously means that there's more likelihood that the Disruptor will land. And that's obviously kind of what happened. There's a few Vikings, though, come across. They're going to hit the 4th base, still kiting back away from Disruptors. We've stimmed so much. Actually going to recall a bunch of units back over here to fight these Vikings, which are actually going to have a pretty okay time. They kill a Stalker, chasing a Disruptor currently. Playing split games against Disruptors over here. I'm scared for how low HP a lot of Spirit's units are, honestly, though. Still think that could be an issue. Again, he's got the money to rebuild, but don't want to make this scarier than it needs to be. That Disruptor nearly dies. The Vikings will all fall. Is it worth rebuilding Colossus? I guess the better question is, can you afford to rebuild Colossus? Bio Ghost coming about. Again, +3/+2. Continue to come in here. Just having an army coming up the left-hand side. A couple of EMPs dropping. Bio gonna fire. Disruptor! Ooh, actually does land. Spirit's not dealt with the Disruptors brilliantly. As that starts, now Stalkers, Sentries continue to chase. A couple of these Ghosts continue to come through. A couple of Medivacs getting shot down. Plus 3 attacks on the way. Do you see our Bioforce coming through? Results getting chased around. Super Battery is going to activate again. We have our Ghost coming over. Observer gets shot down immediately. Just going to take that out. Army still pushing to the bottom. Protoss Army collects together here. Ghost going to be taking some shots and will be taken out. Fire jumps up. Zealots on their own. Hitting the EMPs. Well, the disruptor shots continue coming through. Fire comes across to that left-hand side, just going to be getting going. Just going to go jump onto the Nexus. And I do have our EMP dropping down. Stalker's going to be taking the big shots. Nexus falls. There's going to be an army of Spirit or reinforcements of Spirit going through the middle of the map, so they might hit that bottom side base, while he takes a lot of the army's attention further and further to the upper left. This Nexus here likely in trouble as well. That's cancelled. That army that's set up to just dive onto that 6 o'clock position. If you get rid of the pylon, cancels the warp, and that's going to delay things heavily. And Christiana didn't realize it either. He didn't re-warp in those cells, or he did. He was on the natural. I think by the time these get here, I think this Nexus is dead, especially if it's target fired. And Christiana goes down to 2 effective bases right now. He just says GG's. No point trying to bring this one back. As Spirit kills Christiana's streak. And Spirit will fight in the final match of the day against whoever the final challenger may be. Who will try and take on Spirit in one final map of StarCraft 2 today. As, yeah, we'll get that ready to go. In just a couple of moments. I run some ads. We wait for our final challenger. See who's going to come through to challenge Spirit. And yeah, one final map here in the OSC King of the Hill. 175 editions of the King of the Hill now. Amazing feat going back all the way till 5 years ago. That's when the first edition was run. Crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy. Alright, we are just waiting for our final challenger to come about then. Waiting to see who takes this. Well, Spirit's already in a lobby, so it looks as though we're going to be set to go in a sec. Young Yakov, it seems to be our final player today. So it should be a Terran versus Zerg to round things out. For Young Yakov to join us here, and we will be off and away into one final matchup. Then Young Yakov against Spirit could be pretty fun. It should be Spirit favored, but Young Yakov's map pick, Death Aura, is actually a pretty cool Zerg map from times gone by. And we'll see if we can find some upsets potential. Don't think Young Yakov wants to play a super long game. These two actually don't play that much. Spirit won 2-0 in the mid-season playoffs already, quite recently, so that was in May. But yeah, they didn't play other than that since last year. Kind of wild. Spirit is 21-2 all time against Young Yakov, but if you discount this year's result, it was the most 2 recent meetings that Young Yakov won, actually, so pretty neat. Young Yakov just needs a minute, guys, and we'll head into one final map of SC2 today. Joining us and ready to get going into more games, more action. Go gets cold. And you got this one setting up into Death Ore. Final map of today, guys. Let's send this one. Let's load on in to Death Ore. In the bottom right hand side, we're going to have ourselves the red Terran player from Na'vi. This is Spirit. Up against the blue Zerg in the top left, fighting to be king at the end of the day, it's Young Yakov. Winner of this obviously can come back and start next time around. Alright, well, Spirit's not going to go double racks or anything. It's just going to be a single racks to set us off. Things underway. There's going to be a hatch gas and pool coming through. Barracks on the way up from Spirit. The SCV's coming by as well. Marine coming about as our older command continues through also. We just have a pool finishing up, a couple queens and a few lings on the way. Factory is built and the reactor coming up as well. And a CC coming through, so far so good. Spirit might just embrace a long game, by the way. Death Ore, definitely a map you can play a long game on, so that could be something Spirit just embraces going into this final map. Good possibility. Ling speed, few drones, factory swaps over to the reactor, barracks will move to the side, first Hellions are coming up. We are playing double gas, so whatever Spirit does, he's actually going to go not 3CC. Potential, maybe just play Hellion Banshee, very safe way to open, takes control and potentially does some damage as well. The Ling's going to move about, the Ling speed coming in. Cyclone building from Spirit, so actually going to see something a bit different. 2 Cyclones following the Hellions. I'm into it. I'm into it. Steve Cyclone's about to finish up. Medevac's halfway done. Link speed finishing in a moment from Young Yakov. Do you see the Queen going to be finishing soon as well? Overlord and Hatch, and there's a Roach run from our Zerg. That's going to help a lot against these Cyclones, but there's already going to be a Medevac with them across the map and putting some pressure on. These Overlords that are nearby are not safe, and this is definitely a good way for Spirit. Take control early, knock down some early presence on the map, and take something of an advantage from this. in these early stages. Yo, Dave, thank you so much for the 22-month resub. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're drawing about to finish. Overlord's coming up. We are going to get this first Overlord kill right here. Cyclones showing themselves. If the Hellions can find a moment to pierce on through the defense, they'll absolutely go for that opportunity and go get some drones. So that's something that Spirit, I'm sure, is going to be looking for. Takes his third CC behind it. Hellions going to poke. A couple drones coming through. The Cyclones, the main base, is going to get a queen. A bit of multitasking from a Spirit. Probably, definitely the faster player, multitasking-wise. Wants to try and take advantage of that. Ling's going to hit at the front, and they will not do too much with the wall off being there. We'll maybe find an SCV on the wrong side. Well, the Ravager is going to be seen by those Hellions, so this attack is being figured out. This is where Spirit, obviously having gone for the, non-3CC, should help him. The problem being that, I guess the fact that the Cyclones aren't really at home defending, but at the same time, we do have a tank already out. The wall off is there. Liberator sets up to deal damage at the same time. 2 bunkers defensively, although not a lot of units in the bunkers. The tank needs to start. If I'm the tank, I feel like we should be target firing that Ravager. We should at least be in range of some of those units. Problem is now the tank's not in range to protect the natural at all, so that's an issue as well. Playing defense here, playing the repairs. We get another tank down the ramp. He wants to keep that first tank on the high ground. Second tank will be protected by that first tank, but I don't hate this, right? I mean, yes, you lose access to some of your mineral line, but not all of it. Your opponent is extremely committed, so anything you can do to just stay in this is great. And we do lose a tank, sure, but so many Ravagers are going to die. If not all the Ravagers are going to die, that's pretty much just going to do it. Right then and there, GG's, and Spirit defends to take home today's King of the Hill kingship. And he will continue through to the next week of OSC's King of the Hill. He can start as the first player if he does so wish. So good luck to Spirit if he chooses to do so on that regard. Alrighty, guys, we are going to be done for the day. Appreciate you all dropping by and hanging out with us for some OSC King of the Hill. Tomorrow I'm going to be live and doing, I believe we are, so I got word that we're allowed to do the open stage of the qualifiers. So I will hopefully be here for the open stage of the qualifiers tomorrow for Esports World Cup, which is at 10 a.m. my time and then 5 p.m. my time. So probably 2 separate streams. And then I'm probably not going to be on much on the weekend because Esports World Cup will be on, so I can't really do much to help you guys or to show you guys much there, so but yeah, cool, because yeah, it's the closed qualifiers Saturday, Sunday, so I can't stream those, so then there's not very much for me to do, you know. Alright guys, we're gonna take it and call it a day. Thanks so much for dropping by and hanging out and watching some SC2 with us. We'll be back, should be back tomorrow then with the Asia and then European qualifiers for the Esports World Cup slots. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, it's actually Korea tomorrow, not Asia. Should be not many players in the Korean one, but like Creator, DRG, Bunny, Rogue, Statsu, Shin, Ryung, Trap. Actually a pretty stacked qualifier. How many people qualify? 3 go through to the closed qualifier. And it's just single elimination down. So it's gonna be sick. Alright guys, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day. Seth adds on the outro and then I'll host someone up to spread that StarCraft love. See you guys next time.